What is up? What is up? Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Reds View. Of course, it's none other than me, your gracious host, J Red, checking in once again. Sorry that I missed out on the show last week. For one, I was a little bit under the weather. I was a little bit under the weather last week. Also, I had to get some stuff done for this announcement. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but I got an announcement that I'm going to announce probably when we get more people in here later on during the show. But I had to get some business handled. Plus, I was a little under the weather. I was going to go live a little later last week. But man, it's this cold going around. And, I've been taking my vitamins and making sure that I'm on my sea moss and stuff like that. But man, it almost got the best of your boy a little bit. So I got my voice back, all that stuff. So I'm good. I'm here, and we are live. If you have not already, make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/RedsView. It's right there. Also, make sure for this you hit that like button or the dislike button. It is all good as long as we get some interaction up in this thing. That's it. How y'all living, man? How are y'all living? Hopefully, everybody has had a great Tuesday, a good Taco Tuesday. As you know, we do go live every Tuesday unless something happens. And forgive me if I cough a little bit during this broadcast. Like I said, I've been a little bit under the weather, but I'm back. I'm back. Shout out to Goat 816. Shout out to you, bro. Retweet this if you're on Twitter. Share this if you're on Facebook, because we got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot to talk about and a lot to chop up. So, man, there has been this list. We're gonna talk about this. This is the first thing. The title of today's show is No More First Dates. No more first dates. Have modern women lost their minds? No more first dates. Now, what are you talking about, J Red? Well, in case you've been hiding under a rock, you haven't seen this list. There's a list. Now, the first video that happened, matter of fact, let me see if I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up. Hold on. It was about the Cheesecake Factory. Let me see if this video is still up, because I don't feel like going on TikTok. Okay. Let me try to share this with you all. Okay. Hold on. We're gonna show this video about, so let me break it down for you. This girl, and I think this is all made up, but she went on a date. She filmed herself before she even tried to step out the car going on a date, and they were going to the Cheesecake Factory. She had some stuff to say about it, turned her nose up at it, and here we are. It led to this other list that's been made. But before we check out this list, we're gonna look at this real quick. Hold on, let me go. Let's go to this short right here. Fair use, by the way.
Woo. Let me just get the door for you. Okay. He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
You're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
All right, so that was the video right there. That was the video right there that went viral, which I feel like was cap anyway. I feel like this was all staged. It was all made up. So the lady, of course, was like, you don't take nobody like me on a first date to a chain restaurant, blase, skip all that bullshit, right? So fast forward, there's a list that allegedly Black women made about the top places that you don't take any woman on the first date. Now I'm going to read the list of places that they say you shouldn't take them on the first date, and feel free to chime in. So the first one, of course, is the Cheesecake Factory. Second one is Applebee's. Third one is Chili's. Fourth one's Chipotle. I see Olive Garden, the movies, your house, uh, any fast food chain restaurant, which I'm not tripping about that. Buffalo Wild Wings, they don't want you to take them there. Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions. I'm not mad at the family functions. Movie night, which is Netflix, Hulu, etc. Somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar for just drinks, Waffle House, and sport events. So it was 28 places that women, actually black women, they're saying allegedly black women, came up with this list on where not to take them on the first date. Here's J Red's response to that. No more first dates for women. No more. Fellas, don't take women on any more first dates. That's a wrap. It's a wrap. Why even do it? You can't take them anywhere. You're turning your nose up at the Cheesecake Factory. And I know this list might be just made to go viral and all this other stuff. We know how it goes. But as usual, you see some women agreeing with it. Some women that are in the comment section saying, hey, I mean, I deserve to be taking this place if I want to. I deserve to be at a high-end restaurant, all this other stuff, right? So my thing is how it went viral in the first place. Like you talking about the Cheesecake Factory. The Cheesecake Factory ain't cheap. What's cheap about the Cheesecake Factory? Now, could you go in there and get you a meal for under $20? Yeah, but it's like what level is cheap and what level is not? But I just say to resolve this, no more first dates. How about we just take women to Pound Town? That's what we do. Because that's what they say anyway. We don't know how to date. We don't take women out, all this other bullshit. So, fellas, let's just have sex on the first night. None of that social. We don't need to go out, spend no money, because it's a whole list of places that they don't want to go, which disqualifies everything, right? So I can't take you to the Cheesecake Factory. We can't go out for any ice cream. We can't go out for coffee dates. We can't go to any chain restaurants. We can't go to what else did they say? A bar. You can't go to a bar to get a drink. Now some of these I can agree with, and some of them I can't. What'd you say? Go A1 say it's probably fake, but this is why I don't date anymore. It's all fun. Yeah, ain't nobody spending $100 on a plate. Exactly. So the thing is, there are all these requirements, and I bet you the women that made this list, for one, I know they probably wanted to go viral. But the second thing is, how do you have this list of demands on where to take you? You wouldn't even have to make this list if you had a man. Let's keep it a buck. If you had a man, you wouldn't even be having to make a list on where not to take you. It sounds like these women made this list and they're not being taken anywhere. That's what it really sounds like. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, like, just to resolve everything, fellas, just don't do it. It's all these requirements. You can't take a woman here. You can't take a woman there. So what is the point of even going on a first date? Because the reality is this, man. All jokes aside, you take a woman where you're comfortable. You bring her into your world, which means that, hey, if you go to this specific place, it's a bar, you know the manager, you know the bartender, they give you discounts on food or whatever because you come and you watch football there. you play pool. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. You there for Taco Tuesday and you bring her to your spot, that's your comfort level. Instead of thinking of a place like a high-end restaurant to impress her, well, you don't even know how the food tastes. You're looking at the reviews on Yelp and all that stuff, hoping that it's good. But you taking this woman to a place where you're not even comfortable. And then if you got to worry about how much it costs, now keep in mind, there are different tax brackets. I remember what was some years ago, Drake took a girl out on a date and rented out a whole stadium. That's what he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a certain tax bracket and you can afford to spend like $500, $1,000 on the first date, that may not mean nothing to you. But those women, those people who spend that money are with women in a, like, you have to be in that certain tax bracket. So if ladies, you're not even in the same vicinity as that man or around that tax bracket, that don't even qualify you. I'm assuming this was made by women who just go on like regular dates. But I don't take this serious. Like I said, a lot of people, like, I bet your parents weren't going on crazy, expensive, exquisite dates like that. I bet you that your parents weren't, because 9 times out of 10, they probably met in college when they were young, whatever the case may be. I know my parents had me when they was in their, well, my dad was in his 30s, but my mom had me when she was in the 20s. She had my brother when they was in their 20s, right? So they met in college. I guarantee you the first date that my dad probably took my mom on wasn't no high-end restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Your grandparents probably didn't go on no first date to high-end restaurants. Now, if that's your thing, you can have a preference. But have modern women lost their minds? Have modern women really lost their minds on expectations on what a man is supposed to do? Now, thing is, if you fine as hell and you're used to going on these dates and everything, I get it. I get it. But it comes to a place, it's like, okay, if you're not getting that type of action where these men aren't taking you on dates like that to these specific places and all this other stuff, then there's an issue there that needs to be resolved somehow. But what kills me is that you comprise this list of all these places, but do you where do you get taken out on dates? And if you're going out on that many dates, how come you are still single? Now, again, I don't know if single women actually made this, but a lot of women, I feel like on social media, the most who have stuff to say about when it comes to dating are single people, single men and women. But you turn your nose up at stuff. You mean to tell me if a man, ladies, if a man took you on a date to Cheesecake Factory, you would trip and turn your nose up? If a man took you on a date to Red Lobster, now if you don't like Red Lobster food, I can get it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like Chili's food, Applebee's food, I get it. But the fact that it's a chain restaurant, okay, you have high-end chain restaurants. Del Frisco's, that's a high-end restaurant. That's a chain restaurant. Roots Chris, they have hundreds of Roots Chris around America. That's a chain restaurant. That's not cheap. Y'all name me some other ones that are chain restaurants that aren't cheap. Because the thing is it about the quality of food? Is it the fact that it's a chain restaurant? Is it the fact of what's on the menu, of the prices? What is the issue with that chain restaurant? Now, of course, McDonald's is a no, of course. Going to Waffle House, nah. But check this, put this into perspective, right? Y'all don't really have time for each other like that you want to. Your schedules aren't aligning. So one day you just like, well, shoot, the only thing open is a Waffle House. You want to go grab some Waffle House, and then you like, shit, I love Waffle House. And then y'all go and chat at Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? It's all in perspective on what you're comfortable with at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. I don't get that. You said a lot of females don't go on dates to be in a relationship. They just look at it's free. Yeah, that's true. A lot of women do look at it as, okay, this dude has been in my inbox the whole time. I'm gonna let him go out and take me. Y'all saw that video. It was a video on TikTok of some woman who said a guy has been bugging her about going out to eat the whole like just for months, and then she finally goes to this oyster bar, orders a whole bunch of oysters, and then she ordered a whole bunch of food, and it was just like, damn, you ate all that. And then at the end of the night, he left her the tab. I was like, that's gangster. That's what I'm talking about, trying to do all that shit. But man, a lot of these ladies, man, it's a lot of this shit is just for social media, just to say, like, they knew that this was gonna go viral. I didn't know it was gonna go get this viral. They've been talking about this on the Breakfast Club. They've been talking about this everywhere. But my resolution to that is just don't take them nowhere. I'm gonna invite you to my house, to Pound Town. How about that? Since I can't take you to any chain restaurants, and they said you can't go to bowling. You can't go bowling. Now, I don't like bowling for real, but you can't go bowling. You can have your own private lane. It's an activity. What's wrong with that? And then the thing with coffee shops, I feel like coffee shops are like one of the best first dates you could go on because it's quiet, nice atmosphere. And both of you're talking about stuff like you're going to be socializing with each other. Now, of course, it was a couple of things like, okay, the movies, right? You're not going to be able to talk during the movie, but if you all, that's like a traditional thing to take somebody to the movies. That's what we did as teenagers and shit. Like, that's crazy. But the gym, I don't know who goes on a date to the gym. That's crazy. But don't you know in coffee dates, you actually $1 million deals get made during meetings and they're in coffee places. In Starbucks, I want you to look around. Next time you go, it's always people on their computers, they're working. But don't you know business deals get made at simple places like a coffee shop? At a coffee shop. You never know who's in there because they're not wearing jewelry and all this high-end shit, they could be in there comprising business. So you can't have a date doing that because that's what it's gonna lead to. You want a date in order to get in a relationship, to get married, and all this stuff. So I say these modern women have really lost their minds with this shit, and it's ridiculous that a lot of women feel like this is an actual reality. You know, dating is supposed to be, and then you know what? They wonder why men don't court as much as they used to, and I think it's because of shit like this. So that's why I vouch for it. I say, man, forget it all. Go to Pound Town because it's in the music. You like it anyway. A lot of people want to act like Sexy Red. You want to be sexually liberated. So yeah, that's it. Just go to Pound Town. Why even do all that? If it's all this requirements, I'm just like, forget it. We ain't got to spend no money. So that's how I feel about that, man. No more first dates, fellas. You ain't even got to do it. Just Pound Town. It's ridiculous. These modern women have really lost their minds. But again, that's for shits and giggles because I saw a whole bunch of women saying, I would love to go to Cheesecake Factory. I would love to go bowling. Now, family functions is pushing it because you're not going to want to introduce nobody to your family right off the bat like that. So that's a little too much. But, and going out for drinks, what's the difference between going out for drinks to if we're at Cheesecake Factory and you order a drink? Like, I don't see a problem with going out for drinks. Now, don't get drunk, of course. You ain't got to do all that. But some of these places are ridiculous. And if any woman is talking about they don't want to go to a chain restaurant, okay, no Ruth's Chris, no Del Frisco's, none of that. We ain't gonna go to no chain restaurants because you sound crazy saying all that shit. But let me know in the comments how y'all feel about it. Shout out to Go 816. I heard you say, I saw what you said about that. But yeah. But I think it's for shits and giggles, man. I think it just half of it's true, half of it's not. But I know Kevin Samuels looking. I would have loved. That's who's on the thumbnail. I would have loved to see what Uncle Kev would have said about this because it's ridiculous. Excuse me. All right. The next thing I want to go into. Let's talk about this, man. I say this. Only an idiot would take dinner with JayZ over $500,000. Only an idiot would take dinner with JayZ over $500,000. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because JayZ recently came out. Pause. JayZ recently weighed in on all the controversy with the whole dinner with JayZ at $500,000. They changed the amount. Shout out to Ashley Carver, Ashley 05. Shout out to Ashley. I got a special announcement coming up that you're gonna like, Ashley. But yeah, JayZ was on, I don't know if it's Gayle King's show or what it was, but I'm gonna play him and his response on what you should do. This is fair use, by the way. Jay's dinner with JayZ or $500,000. Listen to this.
Interesting online, Jay. I'd love to hear what you think about this. If you had a choice between getting paid $500,000 in cash or lunch with JayZ,
Yeah,
which would you choose?
you gotta take the money. What I'm gonna say? Yeah, I mean everything that I'm gonna say.
No,
everything.
only because people say, of course you take lunch with JayZ because the wisdom that you would get from him would be so beneficial to you. There would only be a matter. You would take the money.
Yeah, because you got all that in the music for $10.99. That's a bad deal. I wouldn't tell you to cut a bad deal. Like
I don't
take the
know.
$500,000, go buy some albums and listen to the albums. It's all there. If you piece it together and really listen to the music for the words for what it is, it's all there. Everything that I said was gonna happen. Everything that I said I wanted to do, I've done.
All right, so there it is right there. JayZ weighed in on it. I don't know if everybody saw that, but that's my thing. If you're a fan of JayZ, you follow his work, you listen to his albums, you see his business moves, all of that. Why in the hell would you choose dinner with him over 500 grand. That don't even make sense. What game is he gonna give you that's worth more than that 500,000 of the game he already gave you? Keep in mind, he addressed this. He addressed this like a couple of years ago. I want to say he had tweeted or made a comment, said, take the money. Rick Ross weighed in and said, I learned a whole bunch of stuff with JayZ that was over the amount of how much they would pay for game and all this other shit. Like, listen, $500,000 is in your face. That's a life-changing experience. Now, you sitting down and having dinner with JayZ, he could give you wisdom, but like he said, it's like, bro, if you're a fan of me and you listen to my work, listen, like, I gave you the game. All he does is make investments and he builds. You see the endorsements that he didn't have. You remember how he came up with Dame Dash. Now, of course, you don't want to take the illegal route, but you saw what he did. He made a career out of rap, put another artist on, sign an artist, and then he ended up investing in liquor, clothing, I think real estate, just a whole bunch. It's so much equity that he had in order to become a billionaire. So why in the hell, if you got 500 grand, that's cash that's in your hand. You could do a whole bunch of stuff. You could just listen to Reasonable Doubt, listen to The Blueprint, listen to any of his albums or watch his interviews and say, okay, well, I got 500 grand. Bet I could do this now. I could try to create my own liquor, try to create my own clothing line, all of this shit. You can even record an album with way under 500K. It's so much stuff, but that's a life-changing thing. And for anybody who feels like, okay, yeah, he could give me game more than $500,000. He could give me that game in order to get more money. No, because he's looking at you like, if that was him in his shoes, you think that he's like, shit, I would take the damn money. Like, can anybody comment and let me know if you would take the dinner with JayZ over the 500K? Now, of course, it is networking. He can network. I would love to have dinner with JayZ, but if it's $500,000, trust me, I would double that. I would triple, quadruple that money and be a millionaire without question, because I know the right things to invest in. I know how to spend it. I know what I need. I wouldn't trick off with the money. You know what I'm saying? I may, buy me some things that I want, but that $500,000, JayZ is already giving game on what you should do with that. So an idiot would take the dinner with him. It ain't that much money worth of game that he will probably give you that he hasn't given you already. So that's dumb as hell. So I think whoever thinks that and would take the money over it, don't listen to what Rick Ross said. Rick Ross is saying that because he was JayZ's artist. Well, yeah, because JayZ was signed to JayZ when JayZ was over Def Jam. So nah. But let me know in the comment section. Would you go, Ashley, whoever is watching, would you take 500K or would you have that dinner with JayZ? Because I don't see how the hell you could just sit there and just be like, okay, like I would have the conversation and stuff, but then afterwards I'd be like, okay, well, I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Now, what are you going to do with that? Because it ain't like you're famous. I had dinner with JayZ. I could post pictures on Instagram or Facebook or wherever and just be like, hey, I did this, but it don't give you any clout. He's not going to give you that much game that you can't get from anywhere else. It's plenty of people you can get game from on what to do with your money besides JayZ. Way more people on YouTube, people who aren't even famous, but they just got YouTube channels and telling you what to invest in and all this other stuff. So I would take that 500K real quick. Y'all ass is crazy. Talking about dinner with JayZ over 500K. I wish, boy, y'all crazy as hell. But anyway, let me move on, man. So, okay, Ashley, what you say? You taking the money for sure, for sure. All right, so is DJ Envy getting replaced on Breakfast Club? Is DJ Envy getting replaced on the Breakfast Club? Now, why do you ask that, J Red? So, in case you all have been hiding under a rock, man, DJ Envy, his business partner, I forgot what the gentleman's name is, but he's in hot water right now because he's in trouble for running a scam on real estate. So, DJ Envy, the reason he's connected to that is because that was his business partner in the real estate thing. Now, I don't know. I don't think that DJ Envy is a scammer. He just got caught up. But the thing is, he's on a national syndicated platform that's one of like the biggest radio station in the world, which is Breakfast Club. He was promoting that gentleman who was scamming. He was telling people to invest in their money and all this other stuff. And the videos I've seen, people have lost thousands. And I think somebody even lost like $1 million messing with that dude. So that dude, there was, I think that he got arrested or something like that. So the block is hot for DJ Envy. So they even said that the iHeartRadio offices were raided. So this is serious business. Like this is a serious thing going on. So with DJ Envy being connected to it, it's a bad look for iHeart Radio because DJ Envy was promoting it. He was promoting it on the largest platform, one of the largest platforms out there. So there was a thing going around where there's a job application actually out on Workday, the iHeart Radio site, and it's a position for the Breakfast Club, and it's a guest more. It's a morning show host position. Now, the thing is, it got everything on there, how much you'll make, and it describes DJ Envy and Charlemagne's job. Now, first, when I first saw it, I didn't think that they were trying to replace DJ Envy. I was thinking maybe they're trying to fully hire somebody. But from my understanding, and let me know if I'm wrong, if I am trying to hire somebody in the company, I have to publicly put out the application to everybody, even though I already know who I'm going to hire. You know, I think that's how it's supposed to work. Does it work like that? Like, if it's an available position out there, I know I'm going to hire somebody from within the company, or I already know who I'm going to hire. But legally, I have to put the position available. So I was thinking maybe, you know, Breakfast Club has been trying to find another guest host to fill in the spot for Angela Jo. I was about to say Angelina Jolie, Angela Yee. They still have not found that replacement. So they just been having guests on there and different things like that. So are they putting that application out there for a Just Hilarious to apply officially? Are they putting that out there for anybody else to actually do who's already been on there? Because it just seemed kind of weird. But a lot of people were saying, okay, they're replacing DJ Envy, so they're posting his job out there. I don't know. Now, there's been rumors saying that they're going to fire him. There's been rumors saying that he's going to step down. All this. It's just not a good look at the end of the day. He said something about it, but nothing pertaining to his job. Now, let me tell you this. You want to know who applied for the Breakfast Club position? This guy, me. Oh, I did. How would you like to see JayZ on the Breakfast Club? Let me know. And I'm sure thousands of other people did that too, but I saw it. Matter of fact, my homie Coop has sent it to me, and I said, okay, you know, he suggested it. A couple other people said the same thing because I look at the description and it's everything I do on ResView. So Breakfast Club, if you're watching, I'm your dude. I'm your guy. Would you like to see JayZ on the Breakfast Club? Because I sure turned in my application. I do everything independent already, but you let me know. Do you want to see JayZ on the Breakfast Club? I apply for it. But I don't know. Back to DJ Envy. I don't know if he's going to be stepping down from his position or what, if he's going to get fired. Y'all let me know what you think. But I do know for sure he's in some hot water right now. If some people saying that he might snitch on dude or whatever the case may be. But he hasn't really been addressed. He addressed it one time, but hasn't addressed it as far as his job goes. All right, so we got some people in here right now. Let me go ahead and make my special announcement. So I got a new EP, JayZ Rewind. Are y'all ready to see the cover? Are you ready to see the cover? I'm on my Umar shit. Are you ready to see the cover? All right, so let me present this to you. Hold on just a second. All right, here we go. Boom. There it is. JayZ Rewind. That's the new EP that is dropping next Friday, November 3rd. Next Friday, November 3rd. You heard it here first on ResView. My new EP, Rewind. So this is going to be an ode to the 90s, man. These tracks is going to take you back. It's 5 tracks. It's blazing. It's produced by this beat maker named Beat Money DP. Got a lot of material from him, man, and it's gonna be nice. Y'all gonna really, really love it. But this is the cover, official cover right here, and you're gonna love it. Now, if you want to, if you use Spotify, you can pre-save it right now. If you're on YouTube, it's in the description. You can pre-save it right now. You can't pre-order, but you can pre-save it to your Spotify link right now. Again, midnight Thursday going into Friday, next Friday, November 3rd, my EP JayZ Rewind is coming out. Now, of course, if you've been following me, you know I released the EP earlier this year back in February called Red Velvet. Got critical acclaim. That was for the ladies. Gentlemen, you could have listened to it too, but that was for the ladies. But this one right here for everybody. So you're gonna really like it. This is JayZ Rewind. Appreciate that. Trio 301. Yes, sir. Ashley, shout out to you. Yes, love it. I love it. Goat 816. My day one. You said you'll be checking it out. That's what I love, man. Trio 301. I can't wait for y'all to hear this. This is gonna be nice. But you heard it here first. I'm gonna announce more later, but you heard it here first. Shameless plug, but JayZ Rewind. Shout out to my homie Lavelle for doing the cover. So y'all see me, right? You see the jacket, see the phone, everything. That's an ode to the 90s. So yeah, can't wait for y'all to check that out. All right, so and it's going to be available everywhere that you stream. But again, if you use Spotify, you can go ahead and pre-save it in the description. I'm trying to get those streams up, so make sure that y'all stream it when it come out. And if you really love me, it's only $7.99. Purchase it for me so you can support your guy JayZ. All right, so let's move on. Did y'all hear about your boy Lil Baby? Your boy Lil Baby. Lil Baby, does he a gay sex tape? A gay sex tape. Now, of course, now this was allegedly, but he denied it. Excuse me. He denied it but because it was a video floating around, and no, I'm not going to play it. I didn't even see it. But it was a video go around of allegedly a man giving another man some oral sex, and they said that the man resembled Lil Baby. And I was like, oh, so Lil Baby addressed it. He addressed it in one of his Instagram stories or something like that. And he said that wasn't him. People capping on him and all this other stuff. So I hope it wasn't. You know, people been alluding that man questioning his lifestyle for a minute, saying that he's moist. I don't know. But it's crazy. They said the dude looked like him. I didn't even try to go look at that sex tape. Sexy Red, for matter of fact, Sexy Red sex tape was enough for me. I went and looked at that one, but I'm not going to go look at the alleged Lil Baby sex tape at all. But did y'all hear about it? It's sad that if like the thing is this, man, as a celebrity, I know it gets very frustrating when people do that to you. The lie is bigger than the truth, because when you say and you denounce it, people will still say, I don't know. I think that that was him. You know what I'm saying? And it's not fair. It's not fair that's defamation on somebody's character. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Trio, I'm getting to that. That's coming next. But yeah, it's messed up, man. If it's not him, you know what I'm saying? Then if it was him, that's his personal business and stuff like that. But it's really not cool to be saying, okay, that resembles JayZ, so that got to be JayZ. No, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But it does come with the territory, because you are a celebrity, and if people see that, they want to believe it. A lot of negativity. A lot of people want to be negative and believe that that's you. So he addressed and said that it wasn't him. Hopefully it wasn't. But speaking of gay, your boy Dwight Howard admits to his involvement with another man. Now, this right here is not judging anybody. You can have your own sexual preference. This ain't judging you at all. This is only reporting the news. All right. So your boy Dwight Howard, I don't know if anybody remembers, but I think this was a couple of months ago. He was somebody said that they were going to sue Dwight Howard for sexual assault, sexual something. He was forcing a man to do a threesome with the transgender or something like that. They said that they met on social media. I'm not in I don't know if it was Instagram or what, but I know they were doing some Snapchats with each other, sending each other messages and stuff like that. So the dude accused Dwight Howard of inviting. Dwight Howard allegedly invited the gentleman to his house and then pulled out another gentleman, transgender, and that dude was giving him oral sex or something like that and wanted the dude to chime in and get it in, but the dude refused it and held him against his will. This is all allegedly. But the funny thing is, it's like Dwight, I don't know if he denied it, but he ignored it. He didn't want to talk about it. But recently, as of yesterday, check this out. Mr. Dwight Howard admits meeting a man on Instagram, that's where it was, to hook up, denies lover was assaulted or forced into a threesome. Man. So it says Howard denied he sexually assaulted a man he met on Instagram, and he asked the court to dismiss the man's bombshell lawsuit. According to court documents obtained by RadarOnline.com, the NBA legend has admitted that he met his accuser, Stephen Harper, on social media in May of 2021. Harper said he reached out to Howard with a direct message on Instagram. He said he sent his cell number, which Howard texted after he received it. In his lawsuit, he said Howard told him he was into freaky sexual stuff and that he asked for Harper to send him explicit photos. In response, Howard said he did exchange texts with Harper between May and July of 2021, several of which included sexually explicit content, such as photographs and videos. Whew. The ex-NBA star said Harper came over to his home on July 19th, 2021. Howard admitted that they went into his bedroom, removed their clothing, and engaged in. All right, that's enough. That's enough. That is enough. I'm good. What'd you say? You say he's from ATL. I'm not surprised. Now I'm playing, but not really. But yeah. So Dwight Howard came out. He admitted that all the stuff happened, but he didn't forcefully do anything. Now, some people were saying they were surprised. I'm like, we've been hearing about the Dwight Howard rumors for years, the gay rumors. I've heard about it for years. There's even a video of him sitting down, rubbing on the dude's his teammate in between his legs. I know y'all seen that video. So thing is, man, I mean, live your truth, bro. But you can't be out here sexually assaulting people either, holding them against their will. You can't do that. But he admitted it. So the thing is, people were surprised that he admitted it. But the thing is, he's being sued. So he had to admit it. If you're being sued, you got to tell the truth. You got to tell the truth. It's like he can't deny it. Like, you got to admit that something was going on. So if you're innocent of it, like if someone said that I forcefully did anything, I would have to come out and tell the truth on what happened. So your boy Dwight came out and said that they came over, started kissing or whatever the case may be, and that's that. So, man, I don't. The thing is, man, I feel like everybody deserves to live their truth. Honestly, it's none of our business anyway. It's messed up that this is happening to Dwight because that's his personal life. I don't feel like anybody's sexual business should be out there like that. However, if you go against the law, you're breaking the law, holding somebody against their will, you got to be held accountable for it. And, if Dwight is guilty, like the dude says that he is, he's going to have to pay up. I don't know if he's going to go to jail, whatever the case. Well, I don't think he's going to go to jail. He's getting sued. So he's going to have to cough up that money. You can't be out here forcefully making people do stuff with you, what I'm saying, sexually, man. So, but some people were saying he could finally live his truth or whatever. What if he don't want to live that? But that's his sexual preference. And I'm not finna get on nobody and talk bad about them because of their sexual preference. I only say you can't be out here sexually assaulting people. But he admitted it, his involvement with the dude. Some people, didn't want to believe it, were calling the cap because he got a son and all this other stuff. But he admitted it. But you have to, in that case, unless you don't want to pay up, don't want to go to jail, all that stuff. Like you got to say it. So, but I've been knowing it for years, man. We're not surprised. Now, look, I live in ATL, and I ain't on that. So, Goat, you say he's from ATL. I'm not from ATL though. I can say that. But man, shout out to Dwight Howard. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. But man, let me move on to your boy Tyrese. So Tyrese is back with TGT. Now, let me see if I can find this video when they got back together. Let's see if this video is up here. Okay, yeah. He's back. Let me see. Give me just a second. So this video right here is Tyrese getting back with TGT.
Bullshit aside.
There you.
In real life. I love you, brothers, in real life.
I love you too, Ken.
And I want nothing but the best for you all personally, and I want nothing but the best for the R&B universe. For the people who look up to us, for the people who follow us, for the people who are inspired by us, for the people who are just connected to us in ways we could never imagine. The way we seal that legacy.
The only way to do this is
the only way to seal that legacy is to bring this motherfucker back. Here's the question. I'm not asking right now. Hey, here's the question. Here's the $1 million question. It's two. This is actually a $15 million question.
All right. So they didn't play the whole thing, but he was like, Tyrese, you gonna do the right thing. Let me see if they got it here. But anyway, they were there backstage talking with Tyrese, and Tyrese said he's gonna do the right thing. Tank said, Tyrese, you're gonna do the right thing. He said, yes, I committed to it, and I'm gonna split everything down the middle, 50-50 with everybody. Well, in that case, it wouldn't be 50-50, but their percentage equal. The whole reason that TGT broke up was because of Tyrese. Tyrese wanted more money because he's this action movie star and all this other stuff. So that's the whole reason that they broke up. Tank has been vocal about that. Genuine, who appeared on Drink Champs like a couple of months ago, he revealed that. So now Tyrese said, you know what? I want to be back with the group. We're going to tour. I don't know if an album's coming or new music, but he said, hey, we getting back together, and I'm going to split everything down the middle. I'm not going to ask for more show money than everybody else, a larger percentage. I'm going to split everything down the middle. Now, you want to know why I think this happened? Y'all want to know? Simply because of the Hollywood strike, the actor strike that's going on, meaning that, you know, the film industry, nobody's filming right now unless you're independent. If you're an independent filmer, filmmaker, whoever, if you're not in the union, you're not a part of SAG, AFTRA. If you're not a part of that, then you're filming. But if you are a part of that, you're not filming. So no Marvel stuff is being filmed, no sitcoms, no TV, because the actors are on strike. The writers reached an agreement, but the actors are on strike. So you're not getting that money right now. So Tyrese got to double back. Tyrese, you know, that was his bread and butter. It wasn't the music, it was those the Transformer movies, and what else? He does the Fast Five and the Fast and Furious movies. So typically that movie comes out, and then you can book different appearances, and you can do different promotions, but you can't even, if a movie comes out right now, you can't even promote it right now. So, and typically, I don't know if anybody has worked on film or know how films work. It's filmed way in advance, like a year or two in advance. So Tyrese, that money might be running dry. I'm not in his pockets, but that man went through a divorce, got to pay all that child support. So he's looking like, man, I need to get back on the road, and I could go back on the road by myself, but Tank always tours. Genuine always tours. Tyrese don't tour like that because he gets that film money, which I understand. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is, since you can't film, look at what The Rock did. Look at what John Cena did. They came back to WWE to make an appearance, and there's rumors that The Rock will be wrestling at WrestleMania, unless the actors, and I think they met today, they're coming up with another plan to try to end this strike. But Tyrese, that money probably dried up, and he's like, let me get back right with my bros. I'm going to split, because he got no choice. You know what I'm saying? Now, the whole thing was stupid to me anyway, because I can understand if Usher, Tank, and Genuine got together. Of course, Usher will want the bigger cut because he's the bigger star, right? Tyrese was the bigger star movie-wise, but I guarantee you, everybody who watched those Fast and Furious and Transformers movies know Tyrese from that. They're not finna go check out no TGT album or come to a TGT show because that demographic don't even listen to that type of music, R&B. Tank, Genuine, and Tyrese are not pop singers. The closest that they had to pop was the Genuine's Pony. That was damn near pretty much a pop song. But Genuine got the most hits out of them. You know what I'm saying? Like sold the most records out of them. Tyrese put out a few albums, but he's more like got to be more known for his movies and stuff like that. So, if they're in a movie, I could see Tyrese wanting more, but Tyrese was being selfish, thinking that people are coming to see Transformers or see the Fast and Furious when they come to a TGT show, which was bullshit. So that's why Genuine was like, I don't see it happening. Tank was like, I don't see it happening. But I think that money didn't dry up. And Tyrese, that's what made him get back with TGT. What do y'all think? Because before this, he wasn't saying nothing about it. But it's like, man, because think about this. If Tyrese goes on the road by himself, will he be able to make as much money as Genuine or Tank right now? Because Tyrese, he does a lot of shows with like those R&B experiences concerts, bulked with people. He can't go on tour just by himself. So him getting with TGT would make the money come. They're forced when they're together, just like that Fabulous song. Y'all remember that one? I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we together. But yeah, man, that's what I feel like it is with Tyrese. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. So let's move on. So City Girls, man. Oh, man. City Girls. They had or on pace to have, on track to have a low first week sales. Now, they put out an album called Raw. I think it dropped this past Friday. They're on pace to sell like 6,000 records the first week. 6,000 records the first week. Oh, my God. They've been getting ridiculed and different things like that, but it goes to show you that, which leads to my question, like artists like Sexy Red, City Girls, Glorilla, different people like that. Is it wise for them to even put out albums? Because let's be honest, they don't really make music with content. They don't. They're these ratchet rappers that talk about sex and all this. And it's not just the females. This is going to the males too. These drill rappers and different things like that, right? These rappers have been having low first week sales. Mainly it's been the women because like Coil Ray and all them. But, thing is, do these particular artists need to just make EPs? Do these particular artists need to make EPs? Do they need to just put out singles? Because why would you put out an album if you continue to have low first week sales? That's a lot. It costs money to make that. It costs money to get those collaborations. It costs money to buy that production, studio time, unless you're doing it on your own. These type of artists like City Girls and I like some of City Girls' music. I like some of their singles and different things like Good Love with Usher, all that stuff. But it's an embarrassment to be on a record label and sell 6,000 records the first week. Like the streaming ain't even helping you out. Like it shows that you got a shit fan base because Carisha is her name, Young Miami. She has a popular podcast, right? She's with Diddy, she be booking stuff and all this other stuff. So your celebrity should translate to your music sales. How in the hell you got this big podcast, you got all this stuff going on, but you only selling 6,000 the first? That is an embarrassment. And you're on a major label. With your clout and your notoriety, you need to be selling more than that. That's ridiculous. It's like save yourself the embarrassment and just put out either EP or just put out singles. Just put out singles. You said, hold on, what I missed? Who sold 6,000 the first week? City Girls. City Girls. They put out an album called Raw this past Friday, and it's on pace to sell 6,000 to 8,000 K, I think. But 6,000 is probably where it's going to end up. So with City Girls, it's like Y'all got this notoriety, celebrity, and how in the hell do you sell that much the first week? Sexy Red had sold less. She sold, I forgot what her first week sales were, but those were low too. But it's like, why even put that out? And you know what? It's going with what Wallow was talking about. You know, Wallow on my last show, I think I talked about Wallow writing the letter to the game, saying that a lot of people now, the fans of music, the consumers of music, they want to have content. They want to feel relatable to the artist. That's what the reason a lot of these shows are getting canceled and stuff. And the OGs are selling out venues. Wu-Tang, Nas, and when I went to that concert last year, packed, young and old people. But you know, you got the little babies of the world and the Glorillas of the world who have to cancel dates in these arenas and stuff, even when they're piled together because the content ain't there. And it ain't just the content, it's the quality of music. Fans want real music back. That's where we're at right now. After the pandemic, I don't know if y'all realize this, but the industry changed. Like the way we consume music, the way we look at music, it's like we want something that's going to last. I'm a vinyl collector, right? Vinyl has went up. It spikes up every year because people want to feel nostalgia. People, like, I love going to the record store, picking out vinyl. It's like I used to love doing that with CDs and tapes back in the day, but now with vinyl, it's filling that void. You know, I buy vinyl and don't even listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even listen to them, but I have them on my wall. I have them stored because it means something to me. But it's all quality material. So with City Girls on pace to sell 6,000 records, it's like, what the fuck? Like, really? You know what I'm saying? But I think it goes, like I said, with Wallow, what he was saying, man, like people want to buy into the artist again. And we ain't gonna get that if all you talking about is sex, ratchet, scamming niggas, all that stuff. And dudes, you talking about drill, trap, how many trap beats you gonna rap on, how many trap songs you gonna make. You gotta have some variety. It needs to be a balance. If not, it's gonna be, you know, these sales are gonna continue to be low. What'd you say? You saw all my Bone Thugs vinyls are factory sealed. Yeah, I got quite a few. I matter of fact, hold on. Look at this bad boy. See this bad boy right here? Now I got the original one. The original one I got, it was a gift to me given overseas, the East 99. But this is by Vano Me Please. They re-released this bad boy right here. So yeah. Shout out to Bone. All my Bone fans up in here. Shout out to y'all. Had to get this. It's I listened to it like one time, but I had to get that one. But yeah, as far as vinyl, it's like, do you feel like people want to buy a vinyl of a City Girls record or a Sexy Red record or anything like that? They want real music back. I kid you not. Man, if I put like my project that I put out, y'all gonna you would want to hear it on vinyl. You will want to hear that on vinyl. You will want to buy into it because that's the content. Now, I'm not saying everybody got to be super lyrical, spitting similes and metaphors and stuff like that. DMX wasn't super lyrical, but he had lyricism. You know what I'm saying? It was content. That's what people want. That's what people are going to relate to at the end of the day. And City Girl selling that much, that's a real bad look. That's a real bad look. To be on a major label, man, I would want to give up rapping if I'm on a major rap label or a major label in general, and I only sell 6,000 the first week with my notoriety. If I'm dating a high-profile celebrity, and if I got a successful podcast, I got millions of followers, how in the world do I not at least sell 40,000 the first week? You know what I'm saying? 30 to 40. You couldn't even do 30 to 40, not even double digits. You below the 10K and you dating Diddy. What the that's above me. But you know, a lot of people are selling low the first week, but you can't sell that low. Ain't no way you can sell that low. But yeah, man. Shout out to the City Girls. Hopefully they they do better after this, man, because that's a real bad look. All right, so let me go on to this one, man. Lauryn Hill shows up late again. Now, this shouldn't be news. This shouldn't be news at all. Let me show you what happened. Huge disappointment. Lauryn Hill upsets fans at New Jersey concert for allegedly being 2 hours late rushing through the set. Now, let me tell you this, man. By now, if you go see Lauryn Hill and you think that she's going to be on time, shame on you. You're wasting your money. She could be. This has been going on for years before social media even got popping. Lauryn Hill's always going to be late. I've always known that. So anytime I see her perform, I would love to see Lauryn Hill perform, but I'll have to go in knowing if she's supposed to get scheduled to be there at 8 to perform at 8, it may not be till 10 or 11 o'clock. So by now in the year 2023, if you're going to see Lauryn Hill, you expect her to be on time, something's wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. There shouldn't be any outrage. At this point, you should give her a pass. That's Lauryn Hill. That's Miss Lauryn Hill. She's going to be late. You know what I'm saying? In considerable fashion. Like, that's just what she does. So I don't see why there's outrage and all this other stuff. You want to get your refund and all this. There's numerous examples out there. That's just like how artists get mad because they sign bad deals. Nah, if you sign a bad deal nowadays, you're desperate, you're money hungry, and you're not thinking straight because you've had too many examples from back in the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. Everybody tells you what a bad record deal is. So that's on you. Shame on you. So this shouldn't even be news. When I saw this, I'm like, really? Like, y'all really out here in 2023 thinking Lauryn Hill is going to be on time? You got to go into that concert knowing that it's a high possibility, a high chance that she's not going to be in this motherfucker on time. So, yeah, that's just what she does. So I say give her a pass on it. And I blame you. I blame you for actually doing that. But, yeah, has anybody that's watching right now, have you seen Lauryn Hill? Have you seen her live? I can't wait for this weekend. I'm going to the One Music Fest. All my Atlanta family that's here. If you're going to be at One Music Fest, let me know. I'm going to be there for sure. But yeah. And everybody, if you have not already, make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/RedsView. I don't know what's wrong with you if you have not done that yet. Hit that like button or the dislike button. It is all good. It is all good. But yeah, has anybody seen Lauryn Hill? You said, why is she always late? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the reason for it. I do know most recently she said that she's gonna take she had to postpone some dates or whatever, or go off the road because she got something going on. I don't know. I don't know why she's always late. It's never really been explained like that. Like, it's just always been a common thing for me to know. It's like I used to read about it on the internet back in the day about her being late. And it's been going on. It's always been there. So I really have no idea why she's always late. But the last thing I want to touch on is what we call the Paid in Full Foundation. Now, Steve Stout was on a podcast. I'm not sure which podcast it was, but he said something very remarkable. He said that Rakim and Scarface will be paid $500,000 each for their contributions to hip hop culture. Rakim and Scarface are set to be the inaugural recipients of a big grant from the Paid in Full Foundation. The two MCs will be honored at the foundation's Hip Hop Grandmaster Awards in Las Vegas. I'm trying to find the video of him talking about. Okay, here it is. Here it is right here. Hold on. Let me move this out.
I thought it was interesting. I didn't see you really involved with any of this hip hop 50 talk stuff going on. Like,
Yeah.
what was your take on that? Like, even like advertising behind it, the whole push
dope,
behind
man.
it.
That's thank you for that.
What?
For noticing that. Part of it was, I thought that people were doing a pretty good job on one half, like
fair use.
Mass Appeal is done.
Yeah,
their event was great
dope,
at
right?
Yankee Stadium. That was great.
And then part of it was, I felt like people was doing a bunch of corny shit around it, and I tend to walk away when there's like a bunch of corny shit happening. It was more corny things than it was real shit that was substantive. But we are, myself, Ben Horowitz, Fab Five Freddy, QD3, Felicia Horowitz, Ben's wife. We have a charity called Paid in Full. And on November 17th, we are honoring those who have led the culture, but have not received the financial rewards that's on par with their cultural contribution.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're giving significant money, $500,000, and healthcare to these people who we believe were contributors who didn't get what they deserved. And we're honoring on November 17th in Vegas, Scarface and Rakim.
So that's dope, man. That's real dope. And I think a lot more of that needs to happen because, you got to care about the OGs that put on, and it shouldn't stop with them. It needs to be way more. And I'm sure they're going to do way more. But I think that's a remarkable thing because, you got a lot of these OGs, especially from the 80s. The 80s, like Rakim and stuff, like before they were going like super platinum and all this stuff like that. Those were the pioneers for what we have today. And it wasn't a lot of money back then in rap. You could make a living back then, but you weren't able to live in big ass mansions and drive any kind of car you want. Hip hop elevated, and they had to watch what they pioneered be blown to the forefront without them getting any type of money. You know what I'm saying? So I think that giving somebody like that healthcare, $500,000, that's great, and it shouldn't stop there. It should just continue to keep going. You gotta protect your OGs and take care of your OGs for sure. So shout out to Steve Stout and them for coming up with that, man. I really, really love to see that, and I can't wait to see for more OGs be able to be recipients of that. And there needs to be some type of union. You know what I'm saying? You need to take care of the KRS-Ones, because see, KRS-One and all them, they can't book shows like Dr. Dre, Drake, Kanye, all the ones that came after them. So everybody from the 80s, nobody besides maybe like LL Cool J can really book shows like that and get thousands and thousands. They got to take what they can get. So I think that giving payouts to them like that to show honor and appreciation to them, you know what I'm saying, and taking care of them, that's what we really, really need in the game. So shout out to them for coming up with that, man. But man, that has been this week's episode of Reds View. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody. My day ones for Reds View who's been chiming in, all my people who support me. Don't forget, make sure that you tune in November 3rd for my latest project, which is Rewind. You heard it here first. So be able to make sure that you check that out. Can't wait for y'all to hear it. But man, follow me on all social media platforms at JayR3D. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/RedsView. Go ahead, hit that fire emoji if you really love the show. Make sure you comment. Everybody who will be chiming in later, can't wait for y'all to see this. Make sure that you comment and share. It doesn't cost to share anything. Don't cost to retweet anything. That's all you got to do. But if you are also feeling generous, you can also donate to the Cash App, $JayR3D. But this is J Red Reds View, and I'm signing out.